Hey everybody, and welcome to Staples Center, where the Lakers just pulled out a last-second win over the Atlanta Hawks. Mike Trudell, Joey Ramirez. Mike, 1-point win tonight, literally came down to the last second. The last finger of Tyson Chandler's hands, really, on that last-second block. What are we seeing out here?
Well, you don't often see a game-winning block. It's often a shot on one end, and now LeBron, of course, had the two-handed dunk to make up and atone for his two missed free throws, after which he called himself garbage in the locker room, which he is not, but he did say that that's how he's been shooting free throws lately. But Tyson coming up big, Joey, not just tonight. Lakers are now 3-0 since they acquired Tyson Chandler. I know you've written a couple of pieces for the website on Tyson, so what did you notice in that initial talk that you had with him and kind of how it's played out for the Lakers here? Yeah,
you know, the backup center position was an area of need for the Lakers. They go out, they get Tyson Chandler, they bring in a real defensive presence, a guy who, ironically, he's not a guy who gets a lot of blocks and steals and the big numbers that you expect from a big man, but he's a guy who makes an impact around the rim. And tonight he actually had those numbers too. He had 3 blocks, he had 2 steals, and he's just a guy who really locks down the paint. And that's why he was in there at the last second. You don't typically see a guy come off the waiver wire and 3 games into his tenure be closing out games, but Tyson Chandler was there. And one of the things that really stood out to me was that he was talking about how throughout the game he was studying Trae Young and how he gets a shot off, and specifically that flip shot that he used in that last second, that last gasp attempt. And Tyson studied it perfectly. He got it right at the top, right on that border between goaltending and a block, and it really turned out well for him, obviously. What else stood out to you, Mike?
Well, so to your point, before we get to Lonzo, so offensive or defensive players that don't just go for blocks can often end up helping the defense more. Yep. Sometimes if you're a shot blocker, you're getting pulled out of the paint all the time. And in fact, as good as JaVale McGee has been this year, Trae Young was pulling him out, and Alex Len was getting all kinds of dunks inside. So Tyson solidified that paint, and that ended up shoring things up for them. But so Lonzo, this was maybe his best game of the year, or at least up there. He had a couple of good games early, passing the ball all over the place, and he still didn't end up finishing out the game because Luke Walton wanted Josh Hart out there to be a little bit more capable in switches. Nonetheless, though, Joey, good to see Lonzo Ball do what he did. Any final thoughts on a different player?
Yeah, you know what? Lonzo, 11 assists tonight. That was good for him. They wanted to put the ball in LeBron's hands. Clearly, in the final couple minutes, they tried to get the switches, whether it would be Trae Young or Omari Spellman, just trying to get a rookie on to LeBron James. Usually a good plan. One last guy who stood out to me, Kyle Kuzma, 18 points tonight. Did a lot of his damage inside the paint. And hey, on that LeBron putback dunk, that doesn't happen unless Kyle Kuzma gets the original offensive rebound. And Lakers now have won 3 in a row. They've won 5 of their last 6, and they're above 500 for the first time this season. We'll see if they can keep it rolling here at Staples Center against Portland on Wednesday. He's Mike. I'm Joey. We'll see you later.